leave my summary with chapter 10, which is application layer. So let's start. The chapter 10 of the application layer is about the protocols, the DNS, Internet, etc. So DNS and its purpose: to map a host name to an IP address and vice versa. Then each host names may have 0 or more corresponding IP addresses. Each IP addresses may correspond to a 0 or more host names. So it means that it equals to, and in every host name or in every host there are assumptions that may come from 0 or more host or 0 or more IP address, and each IP address may correspond also with a 0 or vice versa, or 0 or more host names. So this is the DNS historical remarks. Host name to address mappings were maintained by the Network Information Center or the NIC. So in a single, which was transferred to all hosts using FTP. So the disadvantage I have here, the disadvantage of the DNS. First, we have the ineffective bandwidth consumed in distributing a new version by this scheme is proportional to the square of the number of hosts in the network. Then the network itself population was also changing in character. Also the application and then intranet were getting more sophisticated and creating a need for general purpose name services. So also I have here the DNS design goals. First, the primary goal is consistent namespace, which will be used for referring to resources. Second one is the database, which holds the names must be distributed. Third one is the cost of implementing such a facility. Dictate that it be generally useful and not restricted to a single application. Have the elements of DNS. So the domain namespace, the resource records, also the name servers and the resolvers. So I have gathered information, and I have here the list of the top level domains. First, we have the generic domains, com.org.net, int. It is used all around the world. edu.gov and .mil located in USA only, or used or utilized in USA. Then Aero, Biscop, Info, Museum Name.pro, new domains since 2000. It is a new domains used. Then the DNS server, a computer with software which holds and maintains specified part of the distributed database of resource of records is DNS server. Then the root of DNS. Also, I have here the DNS query flow. DNS client forms the query and sends it according to the OS configuration. Then I have also the DNS protocol details. You have the class, which is an encoded 16-bit value which identifies a protocol family or instance of protocol. This memo uses the following: IN, the internet system, or the CH, the CHAN system. So next one is the TTL. TTL, which is the time to live at the RR. This is field 32-bit integer in units of seconds and is primarily used by resolves when they catch RR. The TTL decides how long RR can catch before it should be scored. Next one is the R data, which is the type and sometimes class. Independent data which describe resources. So let's go with the telnet protocol. Telnet stands for telecommunication network. Was developed in 1969 beginning with the RFC-15 and standardized as IETF standard 8 and one of the first internet standards. So I've said recently I said that there are different standards regards with the network. It is part of the chapter 6. So telnet clients have been available on most Unix system for many years and are available for virtually all platform network equipment OS with a TCP or IP stack support. Then what is the telnet protocol 2? Most often a user will be telneting a Unix like server system or a simple network device such as a switch. Once the connection is established, he would then log in with this account information and execute operation system commands remotely on the computer such as is or cd, etc. Then the message transfer some example using SMTP. File transfer protocol or the FTP. File transfer protocol FTP is the standard mechanism to provide by TCP or IP for copying of any kind of files from one host to another. Then FTP uses the services of TCP. It needs two TCP connection. The well-known TCP port 21 is used for the control connection and the well-known port 20 for the data connection. So let's go with the FTP pros and cons. This is part of my summary. I listed here the advantages of the FTP. First one is the simple implementation. Second one is the universal application. It is used in any point of the world. Then wide use and standardized. So from the word standard or standardized, it is used by different companies with its standard form. So disadvantage of FTP: clear text password, unencrypt data, so it is less secure. Then multiple TCP or IP connection are used. The firewalls problems with the data transferring with the firewalls. Then is it possible to abuse the protocols built in proxy features to tell a server to send data report of third computer CFXP, so it can be usable or suitable for some abuse. So no integrity check on the receiver side and no date timestamp attribute transfer. The World Wide Web or the HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is a communication protocol used to transfer or convey information or internet in the World Wide Web. Its original purpose was to provide a way to publish and retrieve hypertext pages, mainly scientific paper created in CERN and Geneva. Development of HTTP was coordinated by the WTC World Wide Web Consortium and the IETP Internet Engineering Task Force, culminating in the publication which defines HTTP, the current version. So the HTTP is request or response protocol between a client and a server. It works on the well-known TCP port. So that's all for my summary in chapter 10. Hope you like it and hope you understand. Thank you for watching.